Hey everybody, it's EK from Gorman Designs, and I am sneaking in today with a little bit of Christmas in July, letting you know that you've only got 6 months left before Christmas. I am participating in this blog hop today from a Craft Collabs event and pulling out this retired stamp set. It's a classic image from Cat's Pajama. It's a let me rephrase that. It's a classic Christmas image from Cat's Pajama. And I am using my fade out ink. This will allow me to do some no-line coloring with ease and grace. I'm also creating a mask because while my image is kind of classic Christmas, the background I'm going to create is going to be very tropical in summer. So you've got a little bit of classic Christmas and a little bit of summer holiday. I put the mask, which is just some post-it tape, over my cardstock and over my image. Now, I am in the middle of a crazy move, so I am very, very limited on the supplies, the crafting supplies I have. And the easiest of my inks to pack were my distress inks. So while I have lots of fun different types of blending backgrounds, my distress inks are the only ones at the moment that I actually have access to. I am moving literally 700 miles across the country, and my entire world is on a truck. So this makes crafting in summer even more fun for me. I'm blending 4 different colors. I'm using Fossilized Amber, Spiced Marmalade, Ripe Persimmon, and Abandoned Coral to create my background. Like I said, I really wanted the summer tropical background with an image that screams Christmas. While I'm distressing this background, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that there is a bunch of us crafters, YouTube crafters, participating in the hop today, and you can find all the details below in my box to find out how to continue hopping along and check everybody's different projects out. Also, there is a prize that's being given away by Dare to be Artzy. It's a $20 gift certificate, and it'll be to one lucky winner, and the way to be picked is to leave comments on each of the different stops along the way. So it'll be a really fun way to get a little summer crafting for your Christmas needs, because again, we're at the 6-month mark. You have 1 week to comment, and the giveaway will officially close on August 1st. Now, I've got my background inked up and I've splattered some water onto it. So I'm taking my heat tool and drying it so it's really nice and dry and doing the best part of any masking, and that is pulling away the mask. Now, I understand that it's really hard to see the image because of the fadeaway ink. The cool stuff about this ink, if you've never seen it before, is it leaves a really faint image, but as time passes, if you miss something, that ink fades even more. So it allows you to really get some great no-line coloring. I've pulled out my Copics and decided to color the image in with some no-line coloring with my Copic markers. And I'm really keeping things simple, but I'm trying to give the trees some really classic Christmas colors with that bright greens and nice woodsy tones to it. Everything else will get colored pretty lightly, so the green kind of becomes the star of the project outside of that very blended background that is very dark. I realized you might have a little trouble seeing me color, so I did go ahead and fade in, or zoomed in, I guess is the better word for it. I zoomed in just a little bit more and started coloring up the polar bear. I did not leave the polar bear white at all because there's so much color on this project. There was no need to actually leave white. You will learn. I make a huge mistake here, and I keep confusing the inside of the igloo with the polar bear's legs. So at the moment he has 3 legs, and you'll notice I colored this as if he has 3 legs, and then I catch myself. But I am leaving the polar bear entirely gray and letting all of the color on this card blend him back into white. And while it doesn't look like that's ever going to happen right this moment, I promise once you get all the different color in, that polar bear becomes very white again. I also go back in later and add just touches of pink to his belly and his ears, just so it distinguishes the areas just slightly more. But you can see how great this ink works in terms of allowing you to really color with some no line. I very quickly and simply colored up this trunk. It was, again, it wasn't something that needed to be featured, it just needed to be there. Now, when I'm coloring icy scenes, I like to use this combination. Like ice, for me, the best combination you can use to create that ice effect is B60, B63, and B66 with your colorless blender. while it looks very vibrant right now, it becomes a really cool ice tone that's perfect later on, and it really helps push that polar bear into a different zone of color. My markers are really juicy right now because I, again, and literally am in the middle of a move. So I inked up all my markers that I thought might needed some inking up, and I am literally traveling with my markers, but I might have, refilled them a little high, so you're going to notice I keep pulling the caps off my lids because they're all very, very juicy. Now, can you see how the igloo is really starting to take shape with that ice feel to it? I just love how this color combination creates that fun ice tone. And then I take colorless blender and I literally color over everything. I'm going to do the same effect with the same combination of colors on the ground, just to create a snowy look, just so that he's clearly standing on his own snow bank or ice bank, and just create some little simple drop-in shadows with these colors. I apologize for all the wiggling and moving. I'm set up in a funny space, and I'm just not comfortable. It's amazing how uncomfortable it is when you're not in your own crafting zone. The good news is I'm going to have a dedicated office in my new place and really get to set up a new world. So those of you who are regular followers here at EK Gorman Designs, you're going to get to see me set up a new world of crafting, and I'm really excited about it. I wanted the igloo to disappear, so I did take some gray and drop it into the background just to help kind of make the inside of the igloo look dark. And then again, I took that colorless blender and really blended out all the B60s just to make it more shiny and icy toned. And I think it really works out nicely. Finally, I added some, well, not finally, I've got more to this, but I wanted the star to shine, and because of some bad coloring, I have a really nice halo effect around the star, and in happy accidents, I guess. Happy accidents always work out really nicely. Here's where I add that pink into the bear, and you'll notice, while he's completely gray, doesn't he look white? Now I'm going to add a sentiment. It's the same sentiment that came with the stamp set. The problem is it's red ink, and I can't see if it's straight, or not red ink, it's red rubber. So I put a scratch piece of paper down, lined up my ink the way I think it, or my stamp the way I think it's going to, and ink it, and you'll notice it's very crooked. The good news is I can make a slight adjustment, try again, and realize this time it works. I love red rubber. I think it stamps better than anything. It's just sometimes you have to be a little smarter than the red rubber to get it to stamp straight. And I find that just some fake stamping always works out nicely. I'm going to add my card, the cardstock that I've been working on, to an A2 card frame. I always color individually so that way there is no leaking into the card. I always adhere my card frame to the top of my art to the top of a frame. And there's my final project for today. I hope you enjoyed watching me do a little no-line coloring for my Christmas in July. Make sure you comment below for your chance to win the Dare to be Artsy gift certificate. And until then, happy crafting, everybody.